Yo guys, what is up? My name is Gian and welcome back to FPL Tribe. In this video, we're going to have a quick look at our Game Week 7 scores and how we did. A rough game week for everyone. I think the average was 32 points. So if you got above 30, I think you had a really good week. Not what we used to. This season, there's been massive scores so far. So I think this is just like a hit back to reality just to show how unpredictable FPL is. Even if you think you have a good team, you can score 30 points. In some people that had a bad teams in our view might have scored 60 and they climbed out the ranks by a couple of 100,000. So this is just why we like this game. Unpredictable. Don't know what's going to happen. So we'll also be looking at Game Week 8 transfers. I am contemplating playing my wildcard. I'll see if I have time tomorrow to put together a wildcard team and a team that I am looking to wildcard into if I decide to play my chip. But at the moment, I think we can manage with transfers and maybe use our wildcard in the next international break after a lot of people won't be able to use it because they've already used it in Game Week 8 or before that. So I think that just sets you up to climb the ranks even better in a time when there's another couple of fixture swings. So like I said, I'll see if I have time tomorrow to put together that video for you guys. If you guys enjoy the video, give it a like, give me a subscribe, and also let me know down in the comments how many points did you guys score in the previous game week. As I said, a pretty low score for most people, but I know there's some people that scored 60, 70 points. That's really good. So please let me know down in the comments and enjoy the video. Just having a real quick look at our Game Week 7 scores. As I said, not the best round for me, only scoring 44 points. In defense, Sanchez got that clean sheet. I think he's just going to have a lot of clean sheets this year. And for a 4.5 million goalkeeper, that's exactly what you want. Then moving on to Livramento. As we all know, he came off the bench for me. Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't play, scored 0 points. Livramento came on. I thought Chelsea was going to score lots of goals past them. In the end, they did. But Livramento came away with that assist that he secured the penalty, so he got the assist. So really happy with having a guy like that we know plays 90 minutes, plays in a pretty decent team, not the best, but I think it's a nice guy to just have on your bench. When something like that happens, an injury, he can come on and play for you. You know he's definitely going to play. And as we saw in this Chelsea game, he might even score you a few points that you didn't expect. So really happy with just having him, and even if he's going to be on my bench most of the time, I think he's a solid player to have as a backup. Then Rudiger, I think a lot of people were so excited when they saw him going on that run from probably behind his own halfway, getting the pass through to Lukaku scoring, and then just being ruled out for offside against Lukaku. So I think Rudiger, in the long run, he's going to score a lot of points, not necessarily from assists, but he will score points from getting that clean sheet that we know Chelsea will get. I think they were unlucky if they didn't concede the penalty against Southampton. They would have probably had a clean sheet, but that is part of the game. It happens. He will concede penalties. So just really happy with Rudiger returning or actually playing. And as we see, he is a centre back, but he is pretty attacking. Sometimes he can go on those runs and maybe get an assist, but he's mainly there just for clean sheet points. Then Marcel, that he just played, didn't get a clean sheet. He scored 1 bonus point, even if he didn't keep a clean sheet. So that's really nice. Just shows you he is attacking a lot. He is crossing the ball very good. So really liking Marcel as a backup. Not a backup, but as that third option between, you can swap him and Livramento. So really good option there. Then moving on to Rafinha. Probably expected a little bit more from him. He's struggling with injury at the moment. He went off for the second game in a row and putting ice this time on his hamstring. So not too sure what's going on there. He is away on international duty during the international break. So I think he is fine. And then moving on to Saka. Also, there's not a lot of returns in this team, as you guys can see. Saka only getting the 3 points as well. I think he got points for the clean sheet and playing 60 minutes. So really happy with him. I think with the run of fixtures that Arsenal has coming up, he's definitely one that I'm going to keep. Then, as you guys also see, I did decide to go with Brownhill instead of Jota. In the end, they both got the same amount of points. So I just thought playing against Norwich, I think, was a better option than playing Jota against Man City, just because that Man City defense is so good. So Brownhill, really happy. Not happy that he's in my team. Most of the times I would want him on my bench, but if he comes up against a team like Norwich that is poor in defense and I feel he can score, I will play him. Then Mo Salah, I think a lot of people is thinking about just captaining Mo Salah for the rest of the season, even if he's playing a difficult fixture, because as we can see here, I think he's the closest to the set and forget captain that we can have. I think he is fixture proof. A player like Mo Salah scores against any team he comes up against. So really happy to have him. I think unless he gets injured or goes away on the African Cup of Nations, I think he's going to stay in my team and probably will be my captain for most of the season. I don't think I'll captain him every season, just because players like Lukaku that I have in my team, probably even Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'll look to captain, but really happy with him, and he's probably going to be captain in 70%, 80% of my games. Then Danny Ings, a little bit frustrating again. I think Villa scored 3 or 4 goals in that game. Danny Ings wasn't involved in one of them. I think this is a guy we should have gotten out of the team a long time ago, but our transfer just hasn't allowed it. Now they're coming into a bit of a fixture, a good run of fixtures again. So I might not even look to take him out. I will give him maybe another week just to see how he performs, and then we'll decide. Because we've also got Tony that we sold to get Lukaku, that I might look to bring back in for him, just because they also have a good and a nice run of fixtures. Then Antonio, like we see, guys, not many captains scoring, because Antonio was the vice captain. So obviously in my team, I thought he was the second best captaincy option. Also just got 2 for playing 60 minutes. Didn't score a goal, didn't assist. So like we said at the beginning of this video, 44 points. It's not the best score, but when you look at the average, it was around 30, 32, 33 points, I think. 44 is pretty good, and really happy with how the round ended. Then we've also got Romelu Lukaku, that was our captain. I think Romelu not getting a return was pretty unlucky, just because he had an expected goal of like 0.8. He had an assist that was ruled out for offside. So I think he could have gotten away here with maybe an assist and a goal. In the end, he didn't return anything. And that's just FPL. I mean, if you picked a guy like Mo Salah against Man City, well done on you, but I don't think that was the right move. I think if you looked at fixtures and the teams that's playing, Romelu Lukaku was definitely the best option, and that's why we captained him. So even after a blank, I think we can still consider ourselves unlucky that it didn't return. Then Steele, as we said, he'll never play unless Sanchez get injured, so you got 0. Jota on the bench scored the same amount as Brownhill that we replaced him for. So in the end, didn't cost us any points. So happy with the decision either way. I think just thought Brownhill might have been the best option just because he's playing an easy fixture. Then we've got Ayling, still recovering from injury. He didn't get any points because he didn't play. I heard he's halfway through his recovery, so also someone that we might be looking at to move out. Then Trent Alexander-Arnold, as you guys know, he didn't play, so Livramento came on in his place, also got 0 points. There is rumours that he might be out for longer, but by the sound of it, he is back for this game week, and really happy to have him back. Having a quick look at our Game Week 8 team and just running through why I'm considering playing my wildcard. Let's have a quick look at the injuries. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold that we don't know if he's going to be ready. We've got Rudiger that had back problems and he came home early, or came back to Chelsea early out of the German camp. We've got Rafinha that's playing on Friday night, I think, and Leeds are playing Saturday, so we don't know if he's going to be in time because he is all the way in Brazil. We've got Jota that came home early from Portugal international duty, so not sure if he's going to be back in time. We had Lukaku that they said muscle fatigue, so he also came back home early to Chelsea on international duties. So, and then on the bench we've got Ayling that's halfway through his recovery and he needed surgery, so we don't know how long he's going to be out. So just Lukaku I think will be fine. That was just, they got knocked out of the competition. I don't think he felt like playing in the third place playoff, so he came back. But as you guys can see, we've got 6 out of our 15 players that might have injury problems, and that means we don't have a full team. And that's why I'm considering playing the wild card, just because I can't play with 8 or 9 people if I want to compete to finish top 10k for this season. So I will probably have a look at what they say about the injuries at the press conferences on Friday, and then decide if I'm going to stick with these players or if I'm going to make the move and play that wild card. I will try and get a wild card team out that I'm probably looking to show, and even if it's just a photo to post it here to show you guys what I'm thinking, and probably not a whole video just because it is very time consuming and I don't know if I'm going to do it. So at the moment, let's have a quick look at what the team looks like for this game week. We've got Sanchez against Norwich. Probably if you've got a defender, you want him to play Norwich every game. So expecting a clean sheet from Sanchez. Probably not getting those save points because Norwich isn't a good attack, and that's why we're getting probably just the clean sheet and not expecting too much more. Then we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. If he plays against Watford. I think it's a pretty good fixture. Very attacking player against a pretty weak defense, and probably not the best attacking side as well. So you can expect a clean sheet and probably attacking return. Then we've got Rudiger against Brentford. Brentford really looking good. As we know, in the previous couple of games, they played really good. A massive result for them, 3-3 against Liverpool. But I just think they aren't the best attacking side. They're more defensive side and look to counter. With Chelsea playing 5 at the back, I can't really see how they get through that wall. And I can see Rudiger getting a clean sheet. That is if he plays. Then we've also got Marcel against Aston Villa. Aston Villa didn't start the season too well, but they are looking like a much better team, attacking team. So I'm not too sure if we're going to get clean sheet points here, but we can always hope and see. Marcel, like we said in previous little section, he didn't get a clean sheet, but he got a bonus point. That just shows that he is really attacking. So we can maybe get something out of that. Then we've got Saka against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace really up and down team this season. Don't know what team is going to pitch up. So it might be a mauling of Crystal Palace, or it might be a close, a 1-0 or a 0-0 even. So not too sure what to expect from Saka, but definitely expecting something if they come up against a poor Crystal Palace. You must also know what team, you don't know what team is going to rock up for Arsenal. Is it going to be the good one or is it going to be the average one? So that's something to look at. Then we've got our captain, Mo Salah, playing against Watford. I think he's probably going to be the most captained, I think, ever for this season. There isn't going to be a higher captain than Mo Salah for this week, just because he scored that two goals against Man City, and now he's playing a weak team. So for me, definitely not even gonna try someone else. It's gonna be Mo Salah against Watford. I'm expecting like at least 2 returns from him, and that's why he's gonna be my captain. Then Rafinha against Southampton. As we know, Southampton not the best defensive team. Rafinha, a really good Leeds team, and probably with Bamford out, he's probably the main attacker. And I think he's on penalties if Bamford isn't there, so a really good option. Now, only thing we need to know is if he's going to play. Bielsa is one of the best managers when it comes to press conferences. He tells you like his whole team basically. So we'll hear what he says. But Rafinha, even if I wildcard, it's not someone I'm going to take out, because it's a guy that I want in my team just because he plays he's underpriced at 6.5 million and probably playing in one of the most attacking sides with a good run of fixtures coming up. So really happy to just have him there for the rest of the season, even just because he is so cheap and playing in a good attacking side. Then we got Jota, the same as Salah, coming against Watford. I think both of them can get returns. The only problem is we don't know if Jota is going to play. He came home early from Portugal international duties, as I said. So we'll have to wait and hear what Jurgen Klopp says. I know Klopp said during the week he is fine and he is training. So I don't know if there was just an international injury, because we know there's a couple of them going around every international break. The players just looking for a little extra rest and coming up with an injury. So I'm ready. If he plays, I'm expecting to probably play off the bench. But against Watford, I'm happy to do that. Then Lukaku playing against Brentford. Brentford, a good defensive side, but I think Chelsea is also a good attacking side. With Mason Mount coming back after international duty, I think he's what we missed in the last couple of games. So really happy to have him back. And that will also play well for Lukaku, because he's going to get a lot of good service, I think. Then Antonio playing against Everton. Everton not being as good defensively as I thought they're going to be this season, just because I thought Rafa is going to make them a better defensive team, and we haven't seen that so far. So I do see Antonio getting returns in this game. definitely if he plays, and because we don't know if he's going to be rested for the Europa Leagues with West Ham playing in those competitions as well. Then we've got Danny Ings playing against Wolves. Wolves didn't start the season too well. Well, they looked well defensively, not too attacking. So Danny Ings playing against Wolves, I expect him to at least get something. He is someone like I'm looking to move out of my team. Like I said, maybe for someone like Tony that has a good run of fixtures, and we know he's the main man. He is on penalties. He is very good target man from corners as well. So Danny Ings, not expecting too much from him, but it will be nice to get a return. Then looking at our bench quickly, still not going to play, so not going to talk about him. Livramento playing against Leeds. With Leeds not having Bamford, probably not having Rafinha, having Click out injured, I think it's a good time to play them. So we might maybe see a clean sheet from Southampton, and that will be good. If a player like Jota or Rafinha doesn't play, we know we've got Livramento that can come in and possibly getting a clean sheet. Then we've got Brownhill against Man City. Just there, hopefully we don't need to go into our second bench option, because our bench isn't the best. It's just players that's literally there to play. We don't need them to score massively. Of course, we want them to be on the bench most of the time. We don't want a 5.5 million player or 6 million player that's going to give us selection headaches, or do we need to put him on the bench? Who are we going to bench this week? We just want players to come on basically to cover if someone doesn't play. And then Luke Ayling also playing, not going to play, but he's got a fixture against Southampton. Like I said, he's not back from injury yet, so we don't know how long that's going to be. So that's a problem, and that's probably one of the reasons why I'm looking to wildcard, because we don't have a fit bench at the moment, and even if we do, it's not the best bench, and we've got a couple of injury doubts in this team. So that's why I'll be looking to maybe wildcard, but we'll probably just do that after the press conferences. So guys, that's it from me for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, give me a subscribe. I really appreciate every single person that watches my videos, that likes my videos. I'm really enjoying these videos and getting some content out for you guys. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to use my wildcard just yet, but you guys saw the team. It's not the best team at the moment, with a lot of injuries. A lot of people I'm not certain that I want going into the future game weeks. So really considering playing that wildcard. And I also want to let you guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? Should I wildcard? Should I keep the team and just use my transfers to get some of those injured players out? Also want to let me know down in the comments, have you guys used your wildcard? I'm curious to see how many of you guys still have your wildcard, and if you wildcard, are you happy with your team? So that's my team for this week. I think Mo Salah is definitely going to score some points. If you don't captain him, good luck for you. I think he's going to score massively, and he's probably going to be the most captained out of anyone for this whole season. Just after that performance from Man City, I really think a lot of people, if they didn't have him, they are getting him in, and if they have him, he's definitely going to be captain. So good luck with your game, we guys, and cheers.